Okay, so you know how to prompt an AI. We all do, right? You write a decent request, you get a pretty good results, maybe you tweak it a few times until it works. We've all gotten good at that dance. But when the task gets really complex, that's where just prompting completely hits a wall.
And that leads to the real question here. Is that skill, the one we've all been practicing, really enough when you're dealing with something big? I'm talking about a 6-month project plan, a detailed product requirements doc, a multi-step workflow. That's a completely different game.
Because here's what happens, and I'm sure you felt this pain. You write a brief for the AI, and it spits something back that looks fantastic on the surface. But then you start to dig in, and you realize, wait a second, it made like 20 assumptions you never even thought to tell it about. It just fills in these gaps you didn't even know were there, and a lot of the time, it fills them with just plain wrong information. And suddenly, you find yourself spending more time fixing the AI's output and correcting its mistakes than it would have taken to just do the whole thing yourself. But here's the big twist. That frustration, it's not really an AI problem. It's a specification problem. It's not about the tool being limited. It's about the instructions we're giving it. So let's dive into what this is all about. We're going to talk about specification engineering. This is the next level of working with AI. So what is it? Well, specification engineering is the skill of writing instructions that are so incredibly complete, so unambiguous, that an AI can execute them perfectly on the first try, without needing to come back and ask a single clarifying question. It's all about front-loading that clarity. Think about it like this. When you work with a human colleague, they fill in the gaps for you, right? They use context, they use common sense, you can be a little vague, and they'll figure it out. An AI, well, it does the exact opposite. It takes you 100% literally, it needs zero ambiguity, and it will execute your instructions perfectly, whether they were good instructions or bad ones. So a good specification closes every single one of those gaps before the AI even starts. That means you have to clearly define what done looks like with things you can actually test. It means you have to think about what happens when things go wrong, all the edge cases. And you have to set crystal clear boundaries, the constraints and the rules the AI has to follow. No exceptions. Okay, so theory is great, but let's make this really concrete. We're going to look at a side-by-side comparison to see just how massive this shift in thinking really is. Okay, look on the left. That's a typical vague prompt. Create a project plan for our digital transformation. And what do you get back? You get a generic 10-page document that looks professional but is completely useless. Now look at the right. That is an airtight specification. It defines the timeline, 6 months. It sets the budget, $400,000. It even spells out the exact structure for the risk register. There's just no room left for the AI to guess. And this right here is the absolute core of the skill. It's about writing specifications that are testable. Can you check if the output stayed under the budget? Yes. Can you verify that every milestone has acceptance criteria? Yep. You see, if you can't test it, it's not a specification. It's just a wish. So you might be thinking, why is this so critical all of a sudden? Well, because this isn't some abstract future of work idea. This is happening right now. You have to remember this. AI is unforgiving. A human colleague, they'll call you up if an instruction is confusing. An AI, it will execute your bad spec absolutely perfectly. It will give you exactly what you asked for, which, as we know, is often not what you actually wanted. And the industry is already shifting this way. I mean, look, GitHub just launched something called Spec Kit to help developers write better specs. Amazon built a whole development environment called Curo based on this exact idea. The big players get it. The best output requires the best brief, period. So what this all points to is a new and really crucial skill gap. It's the difference between being a casual AI user, someone who kind of struggles with its output, and becoming an AI architect, someone who can design clear blueprints for the AI to build complex, important work reliably every single time. And you know, building this skill is exactly why tools like ClaudeSim were created. It's basically a simulator that drops you into real-world professional scenarios, makes you write airtight specifications, and then gives you instant feedback from an AI coach whenever you miss a detail. It's all about practice. It's a fantastic way to actually practice becoming one of these AI architects. You can check it out for yourself at claudesim.app. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. The next time you sit down to work with an AI, just ask yourself, are you just writing prompts, or are you ready to start building specifications?